Hello and welcome back to Bits and Bobs. In today's video we're going to count down 10 British coins that you have never heard of. Beginning with the most known, that most of you should know, but are still a bit more obscure, and leading up to the least known British coin, in my opinion, that maybe a very few of you will have heard of. So beginning with number 10 we have here the double florin. Now many of you, if you collect coins, will have heard of the florin, but did you know there was a double florin, only issued for a very small time in the reign of Queen Victoria, first issued in 1887 for her Golden Jubilee, issued for only 4 years up to 1890. This was a coin worth 48 pence at the time, which was 4 shillings, of course a double florin because the florin was 2 shillings, and the coin was worth 1/5 of a pound sterling. The double florin coin was quite larger in size than the florin coin, and could therefore be easily told apart from the florin, although they didn't say the values on them. However, it was a very similar sized coin and weighted coin to the crown, as one was 4 shillings and one was 5 shillings. And because of the similarity, the double florin was not liked very much, as often people try to trick people and say that the double florin was a crown in low lighting. So it was discontinued. Now then, moving on to number 9. I'm sure any coin collector would have heard of the farthing, but did you know back in the day they used to issue half-farthing coins for use in Britain? Well yes, in fact there were such things as half-farthings. Now of course you all know the farthing, as I say, a coin worth just 1/4 of a penny, which was 1/960th of a pound sterling. It's a very small denomination, but of course the half farthing was worth just half of this tiny sum, and was therefore worth 1/8 of a penny and 1/1920th of a pound. Almost 2,000 of these to every pound. It's a very low denomination. However, in 1844 when the coin was made, we saw there a half farthing was equal to 8 pence today, so comparable to today of having a 10 pence piece. It's not a tiny buying power comparably. Now then, moving on to number 8, getting a bit more obscure, have you heard of the 1.5 pence coin, better known perhaps as the 3 halfpence or 3 halfpence? As we can see here, they were made back in the early days of hammered coins as well as milled coins. This is a 1561 Elizabeth I 3 halfpence, so 1.5 pence. And here we have a later one issued in 1843, so of course in the reign of Queen Victoria, and we can see there 1.5 pence. A bit of an odd denomination, but nonetheless one that existed from the reign of Elizabeth I, still being made on and off up until the reign of Queen Victoria. So a very cool coin there. Now then, moving on to number 7, getting more and more less heard of or more scarce to hear of. Have you heard of this coin here? We'll look at the design first and you can see if you guess what it is. With a crowned bust of the king, holding a shield, riding in a boat on the waves on one side, and the other side a very symmetrical design there with crosses, lions and crowns. Well, this is a coin that's minted between 1344 and 1464, so not a very long mintage of this coin. And this coin is a gold noble, as you may have heard of. This is a coin back in the day that was worth 80 pence, which was 6 shillings and 8 pence, or more easily to understand in today's money, it was worth 1/3 of a pound. And it is a lovely, large gold coin. Would have been a pleasure to spend, I'm sure, back in the day, for the value of goods worth 1/3 of a pound. So there we go. Now then, moving on to number 6, we have here the double leopard coin. Double leopard? What kind of denomination is that? Well, it's very obscure, therefore on this list. However, it's a very famous coin, as it is England's most expensive and valuable hammered coin. We can see here the denomination from NGC is 2L, so not 2 pounds, not because it's LSD, but is in fact 2 leopards, and 2 leopards were 2 florins. And back then, a florin was worth 3/20ths of a pound, so this coin was 6/20ths of a pound. A bit confusing, but nonetheless an absolutely beautiful and extraordinarily historic and rare coin. As I say, it's worth 6 shillings, which is 72 pence. A strange denomination, but today a coin that set you back around £1 million to buy a double leopard or double florin coin from Edward III. Now then, moving on to number 5, halfway through, getting more and more scarce to have heard of. This is the next coin, again a gold hammered coin, and there will be a few gold hammered coins. They are some of the more medieval ones or some of the more scarce ones. We have a lovely design here, and this is a little bit of a giveaway from one side on the left there. We can see an Archangel Michael, as this is the angel coin, introduced by King Edward IV in 1465, so replacing the noble. And as it replaced it was initially worth the same value, 6 shillings and 8 pence, but later on as the gold price rose, it was therefore worth more, and when discontinued was worth up to 11 shillings, so over 1/2 of a pound. It is a lovely coin with a namesake Archangel Michael there to one side, and a galleon to the other. Very, very nice indeed. Now then, on to number 4. And in 4th place we have here another gold coin, Now the gold hammered coin, and an even more beautiful one in my opinion, these coins are some truly beautiful pieces. But do you know what denomination this coin is? Well, it is a spur real, a denomination that few will have heard of. But have you? Well, a spur real here we can see is a lovely, beautiful gold hammered coin, and it is a spur real of 15 shillings. So back then in the reign, this one's from the reign of James I, was worth 15 shillings, which was 180 pence, or 3/4 of a pound. So 3/4 of a pound was the 15 shilling coin, as there of course 20 shillings to a pound. This is an absolutely exquisite designed coin with a crowned king in a galleon there, a lovely galleon there, with a huge shield, and the king, the sort of the size of the king to the boat there, is really, really regal and beautiful in my opinion. Now then, third place, moving on to number 3, another gold hammered coin, and once again I ask you, can you guess, or do you know, the denomination for this coin? We can see this is a lovely Elizabeth I gold coin with a throned crown bust. Again, an absolutely beautiful, beautiful coin, one that is sadly worth over £100,000 in high grade, like this one here, so it'll be hard for me to get for my collection. But the coin is a fine gold sovereign of 30 shillings. Now, as you know, a gold sovereign is usually a pound coin, and therefore 20 shillings, but between 1550 and 1600, for 50 years, a coin weighing 14.98 grams was struck to the value of 320 pence, which was 30 shillings, or 1.5 pounds sterling. So 1.5 pounds rather than, as well as I should say, the usual £1 sovereign. It bore the same design as a sovereign, but of course contained 50% more gold, and therefore 50% more value, valuing it at 30 shillings rather than the 20. I'll be very impressed if you've heard of the next two now, as we move on to number 2, which is this coin here, a coin not from the reign of any British monarch, as we can see there a coin from the rulership of Oliver Cromwell, a Cromwellian gold coin, and it is a milled coin. But what coin is it? Well, we can see they're a fairly simple design, but it is very beautiful as well, and it is in fact the same design as used on the Oliver Cromwell shilling used on this gold coin. The gold coin has a value of 50 shillings, so a huge value coin, 50 shillings. That's way more than a monthly pay for someone back then. It was worth 600 pence, of course that is 50 shillings, which was 2.5 pounds. So a massive amount of gold, a massive amount of value for them people back then in 1656 when this coin was made. It is extraordinarily rare and will sell for around £500,000, and it's a coin few will have heard of. Now then, on to number 1, a coin almost none of you will have heard of. Well, here's the picture, one of the very few pictures that exist, because it is just such a scarce denomination that so many people have just forgotten about over history. Well, we'll have a look at the picture here, and can you tell me what this coin denomination is? That's right, or wrong, I'm sure many of you would not have known, neither did I before researching this video, that this is a gold Helm coin. A Helm? Never heard of that denomination myself, a gold Helm, but it is worth 9 pence, 3/4 of a shilling, or 9/240ths of a pound. A very obscure and rare denomination, a Helm coin, minted under the reign of Edward III during the medieval period when he was looking to build currency relations with France, and so there's more links to a French denomination coin, but was in fact an English circulating coin. So there we go. Comment down below how many of these you've heard of. For me it was about 7, I'd say. Please of course as well subscribe. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again soon for some more coins in the future.